And we are about to be live. Let's go. Can you all see me? Yeah, we're live. Okay.
And we are.
All right. So, welcome everybody to Sunday service on July 6th. Sorry for the delay. God had his own way. So let's start today by getting tuned in and turned on in worship with whatever your definition of God is. Today we are going to sing, we are going to praise, we are going to get tuned in, turned on with a little bit of human design, gene keys. So first let's sing, let's get tuned in, turned on, sing along. Let me make sure I will get my music up. Just 2 seconds. Remember, it's all energy and vibration. So let's get into the vibe. I cannot find my YouTube link. Where was that music link? I don't know what happened. Give me 1 second. What's going on? 1 second, everybody.
Back up here.
I can't. Okay. Let's do this.
Boxes, sure, they bring you stuff,
sorry, there's a
but
commercial.
they might not know the best bike routes.
Let's get tuned in, turned on. Bring in the magic today.
Open my eyes, Lord. Help me to see your face. Open my eyes, Lord. Help me to see.
Bring in your definition of God,
Open my ears,
Holy Spirit. What does it mean for you to
help
be
me to hear
connected to the divine today?
your voice. Open my ears, Lord. Help me to hear. Open my heart, Lord. Help me to love like you. Open my heart, Lord. Help me to love.
Where in your life do you need to bring a little bit more love in? A little bit more compassion in, a little bit more connection in, a little bit more discipline, a little bit more focus, a little bit more unconditional love. So welcome everybody. Today's Sunday service is about getting connected to the divine and feeling this essence and remembering that there are beautiful codex, soul remembrance tools that we have available for us, like human design, like gene keys. These tools have come to help us realize our highest self, but ultimately to remember who we really are, because everything is about remembrance. When I was writing my first book for 7 years, it helped me remember and integrate who I really am. When I dove deeper into the human design and gene keys, it helped me understand how to embody, how to transform some of my shadows, right? Even deeper. So, some of you that are lit up by the idea of human design, by the idea of gene keys, right? These are tools that help you understand your essence based on your birth. But it's really about remembering who you are, remembering what embodiment is, because ultimately embodiment is the way other people see you, for you to finally learn how to see yourself that way too. So some of these tools that I learned through human design are profile lines. For example, you see these as a point dot in human design, point 1, point 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the same thing with gene keys. And those first two numbers that you see at the top of your charts in human design and gene keys, it's the position of the sun based on your birth and the position of the earth based on your birth. And the positions are deciphered in degrees, and these degrees have meanings, right? And that meaning is deciphered. So it's like the position of the sun based on your specific place of birth tells you about your life's work, about your branding, because this is the essence of who you are, right? The energy that if you've come here to deliver. The position of the earth is what grounds it, is how other people see you. And for you to overcome your biggest challenges is to learn to see yourself the way other people see you. So I created this beautiful book that has been channeled from human design courses, gene key courses, but really in easily understanding what these concepts mean and how to understand your own energy and how to take up more space and how to create fire. Igniting the essence of who you are and following your passions, following your own personalized bliss, how to transmute the energy with alignment. Because when you are aligned and turned on, there is absolutely no competition. Because you create your own lane. And this is also why I love the bestseller idea to help you scale the bestseller blueprint creation, because when you understand your uniqueness and you put it into a blueprint, for example, realign, redesign, reignite, rewire, right? The 4 R's for limitless freedom. Let's say you chose that as your core blueprint. Then it could help you step into the next level identity. Or I was talking the other week about the quantum queen, like the identities we choose to step into after understanding information about ourselves, our essence, our identity shifting, our remembrance. When we create this blueprint, right, and we fall in love with the idea of having our own book, we self-publish into space a signature of our authentic self. And that is a legacy that lives here now, transforming lives beyond our physical presence and beyond our lifetime. But more importantly, when you're working on a book, you're rewriting yourself in the process, and you're becoming your best self. So a lot of people are like, how is a book connected to a best self, right? This is an end result of a transformation, of a level evolution, an embodiment of an identity shift, right? This is realizing that the book is just like a church. It's a physical thing. It's an omnipresent thing. And the book helps you become the person, shift the identity, integrate the psychedelic experiences. Remember, even deeper, you can receive the codes, but to truly embody the codes and the essence of who you are and your source power, and to be able to transform that blueprint, right, into a bestseller, into an identity shift that you're taking other people on a journey with, just like you're taking yourself on a journey. Because when you fall in love with an idea of become a badass, what does that mean? Here are the steps. Or be unstoppable, here are the steps. Or quantum leap, here are the steps. When you fall in love with the idea of the shift and you constantly sell it to yourself through a book, and then you can easily deliver it in other ways, like talks, like high ticket offers, like masterclasses. Once your foundation is solid, and I've noticed that that's the number one thing that's been happening to people who come to me who have purchased high ticket sales or systems or scaling. They're trying to jump a step ahead before the self-realization of what they truly want to deliver here. So when we get tuned in, turned on, and we create this blueprint and we put it into a book, but really we're working on the identity shift. And before even the identity shift, we're understanding that your future self, is ready to remember, to remember the truth that you are a movement and you are creating something that is bigger than yourself, to lead your people, to be in a position of leadership. Because when you step into leadership, you realize that you have to alchemize, right? You have to alchemize everything that is not in alignment with your highest self. And sometimes that does mean putting out fire and letting things go and allowing for things to burn and breathing through the pain of uncertainty, right? Alchemizing the pain into pleasure of really feeling that lives are transformed as a result of what you have created that is so much bigger than yourself. Because if you can constantly go into that state of, I'm making this world better, I'm becoming better in the process, but really the focus is on others, the focus is on service, because you heal through your higher purpose. You don't heal and then live your purpose. You heal through the passion to want to lead. You heal through the ability to feel the fucking pain that somebody else is feeling that is 2 steps ahead of you, and you take responsibility for a problem that you're not even responsible for. That's all sales is. Sales is, I'm gonna hold the freaking energy for you to help you realize your greatness, the vision you just built for me, long enough to finally help you see it for yourself. So selling is service, right? And tools like Human Design Gene Keys, the cool thing about understanding your unique human design, your unique blueprint, right, is you can understand your definition and how you're differentiated from other people and what your source power is. This week I had somebody ask me about the 2-4 line. So I'm quickly going to shift gears into 2-4 profile. Okay, so this is for everybody who's got a 2-4 profile, right? That means 0.2 or 0.4 in their sun or their earth, right? This is what it means. I'm going to channel this information really fast. So the way to find out what your human design is you can ask me, you can grab an app. My Human Design is one of my favorite apps. You can grab one of my books on Amazon. And let me just channel real quick 2-4 profile lines and what your superpower is. No matter if you're an energy type of a projector, a generator, a manifestor, manifesting generator, 2-4 is the same. 2, the number 2, is the way that you see yourself. It's the first number, and it is a hermit. Everybody who's got a number 2 in the first number, that means that when you are in your hermit self, when you separate yourself from people, you separate yourself from noise. And you then tune into the things that you are passionate about in hermit state by yourself. This is how you get the downloads. For all my 2s out there, this is how you get the information for transformation by yourself, not from other people. So this is the major key. For me, for example, when I was growing up, I was a social butterfly. But the real transformation didn't come until I fell in love writing books. And then I realized Human Design is that the more time I spend by myself, the more I tune into my genius, my unique blueprint, and then allow for the genius to come through the number 4. Because the number 4 is an opportunist, is the person who seems to be the life of the party, right? What a controversy. The life of the party. Number 4 is pulled into the world by being seen through the connections. And they feel like they're the life of the party, but being seen for their genius. So the number 4 is pulled into the world, into the community, is a community builder through their genius they have acquired by being alone in hermit state honoring their dominant state as a 2. Okay, so 4 is a community builder. It's the life of the party. It is the one that is pulled for his or her expertise out into the world because they've mastered those expertise in private. So this was a major shift for me, learning to understand the unique blueprint of a 2-4 profile. And it doesn't matter if you're a projector or anything else, but projectors in particularly who are 2-4, you can laser in and see systems and help people see things from the outside faster, and you can navigate other people's energies, right? Because you can see the system beyond the physical system. You can see the metaphysical systems. You see things that other people don't. So that's a big thing for projectors, for myself included, learning how to stop the doing and more being and seeing, because we get paid for our gifts of seeing. So some of you out there who are unfamiliar with this, the moment you go and you look at the app and then you revisit this video or ask me about one of my courses that I have by Human Design Jinkies, you're going to get turned on into understanding how to operate in your own unique blueprint. Because the very essence of this life, guys, right, is to learn how to operate in our own uniqueness, with our own blueprint, and stop the comparison game that we have with other people, right? And this took a while for me to understand as well, is by understanding human design and the line 2-4 profile line, I understood that I'm a hermit opportunist. And through the hermit, right, I was able to hone into the gifts of being able to help people channel, right, their movements, their business, their ideas, to see things from the outside. And then I started being called out to the world through the opportunities of the community. So that is a 2-4 line. If you guys are some other lines and you want me to cover that, maybe today or maybe in another day, let me know, because it's really important once you understand more and more of your uniqueness, right? Like when you understand how unique you are and how to operate from your unique stance, then you start to see where you are in terms of the piece of the puzzle that you play in this beautiful energetic soup that we all live in, right? Because we're all beautiful, unique, divine energies, right? And when we learn to play our energy the correct way and honor our own unique blueprint, right, then we step into our zone of genius and we stop comparing ourselves to other people, right? Are you guys catching this? So it all begins with the idea of a movement that is so much bigger than yourself, because if you understand your why and step into the leadership role and go on the self-realization journey, identity shifting journey, blueprint understanding journey, the codex of your own remembrance, through the tools that we have available for us, the human design, the jinkies, the book writing, the blueprint creation, the things that light you up are the things that are meant for you to explore, to go deeper, right, into the one consciousness, deeper into the inner wisdom and the truth of your authenticity, your own uniqueness. And from that point, you are creating your bestseller. You become the brand because you remember your core essence. You remember that you're branding, through the jinkies. This is what I teach, and I have explored this for a very long time. I can help you become a reader of these beautiful codes, is how to embody your brand as the essence of who you are, right? And how to use your tone, your voice, how to project your value through the words that are given through your human design and jinkies decoding. Because some of the times those words and those things are so obvious to us, but we need a remembrance, like a double confirmation, right? Like a double confirmation from the universe that this is our authentic truth. And sometimes it's such easy things that we don't even think we can get paid for. But these beautiful tools help us remember that it's about shifting the vibration. It's about staying in the frequency, staying in the conviction, and allowing for things to happen, right? More than becoming, it's remembering. Are you guys with this? Wherever you're watching from, if you're watching live, if you're watching the replay, holla back. Let me know if it makes sense. So human design and Gene Keys are two tools that go together. They hand in hand. They're like a brother and a sister, a feminine and a masculine. Guess which one is the masculine? The masculine is human design. Okay? The feminine is Gene Keys. Because feminine helps you go through the gift, the shadow into the gift, into the essence of who you are. Right? The totality, the omnipresence. So does anybody have any questions? If you got any questions, let me know in the chat, if you are online or not, because I don't want to go too deep for my people, but I do want to reiterate that it's a great tool for remembrance, because you can go directly. For example, if you're looking at your profile lines and you're looking at your charts, you can go directly into understanding through the 7-year cycles, for example, in the Gene Keys, of how to transmute the shadow into the gift, into your essence, right? Pre-birth, zero, like at the moment of your conception, you can understand what you've received as a shadow gift from the universe based on your birth, and how to transmute that, right? How to transmute that to go through the shadow into the gift, into realizing the essence of it. Right? You can, from 0 to 7, understand what your shadow was, the core of who you are. Like, you can go from 8 to 14, like 7-year cycles, and you can really understand your physical transmute, how to transmute the physical, how to transmute the emotional body, how to transmute the mental body, specifically based on your point of birth. Right? And this is beautiful, because then you're not playing a guessing game of what specifically are the shadows that you need to transmute. Right? So, if any of you are tuned in, turned on by the idea of understanding yourself faster, I highly encourage you. I'm going to have a couple courses go live very shortly, and a certification program for readers that is going to help out with that big time. Cool. So with that, I would like to close our session with a quote from Heraclitus, 500 BC, from a book called U Squared. And this quote says, "If you do not expect it, you will not find the unexpected." If you do not expect it, you will not find the unexpected. So if you're working toward your vision, if you're working toward your goals, if you're working toward your dreams, are you expecting for things to work out for you? Do you have the conviction in your soul that it already happened, and now you gotta stay tuned in, turned on? Or are you still seeking validation from the external world to validate through your bank account, through the way that you need to feel, that things are working out for you? The only way to truly allow for things to work out for you is to remember that you are in a love vortex, right? And when you stay tuned in, turn on, that means you are high on your own supply. That means that your vibration is right there in creation. If your vibration is in creation, you're not focusing on the outside world to validate who you are and what's already been created, but you are remembering your essence all the time, every day, every second, because you don't need validation of your creation. So how do you stay tuned in, turn on? How do you stay in the love vortex? Everything at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, is about understanding this definition of love. Right? Because when you understand this definition of love and you remain and you maintain yourself high in the vortex all day, every second, you start to separate yourself from all the things that are keeping you away from love. right? All the things that are keeping you away from the love vortex. So how do you stay tuned in, turn on? You gotta use the tools that are provided to you, right? The tools that magnetize you. For some people, it's music. I love music. I sing God music all the time. My definition of Jesus, one source, one consciousness, unconditional love, unity, has metamorphosed into divinity, right? Oneness. So what does it mean for you to return back home? And could you make it a point that anytime you fall off the wagon, right? Anytime you fall off and you start focusing on things that don't actually matter, that you will find the tools, remember the tools, remember the people that light you up to get back in the vortex. Because the vortex is the path of limitless possibilities, and staying in this energy is intoxicating. People want to be in it. People want to be it. It's so hot. It's so fun. It's amazing. Right? If you get out of that energy, you're focusing on things that don't really matter. And it's the same thing as having the conviction, right, to allow and to expect the unexpected. By staying high, by staying in the vortex, by honoring your own truth, by honoring the wisdom of the words that want to come through you. By remembering who you are, by remembering that your words create worlds. So, if you're lit up by the idea of expecting the unexpected, you love human design, Gene Keys, you love book writing, right? I want to welcome you to go to storytomillions.com/VIP and watch a short presentation of this process that I just talked about in 11 minutes. It's going to show you why it's important to honor all of the different steps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fact that you cannot skip any of them to make things real in the 3D. Most of it happens inside of our soul first, right? Most of the resistance we gotta eliminate and let go of before it can manifest and be created. So, I love you all so much, and I cannot wait to vibe out with those of you that actually want to take action toward their vision. Big movements, big ideas, big goals, unrealistic things. The impossible becomes possible when you're in proximity and working with people who've already done it. Bestsellers, high ticket offer sales, systems creations. All this is like sunflower seeds to me once the heart is aligned and we're both tuned in, turned on, and we are constantly going on this journey of realizing that this is all about staying in the love vortex every single day, staying high, staying in joy. With that, happy Sunday, everybody. I love you all so much, and I'll see you again.